Hello and happy Wisdom Wednesday. Thank you so much for tuning in and for choosing to spend some of your time with me. It's your girl Milagros here. And today, actually during the month of September, there's not so much a theme as, actually yes there is. I take that back. There is a theme. The theme is back to the basics. This is where a theme song would be good, like back to the basics, or whatever. Anyways, one day that's gonna happen. It's gonna be like a mini TV show where I'm gonna say, in this segment, back to the basics, and then there's gonna be like a little. Anyways, all right, let me focus. So during the month of September, I've been getting a couple of emails from a couple of you women. Thank you so much for emailing, who are asking for some tips to help manage the craziness of life now that they're coming off of the ease of summer and moving into what feels like the manic mania of fall. Okay, a couple of things. One, yes, life starts to pick up. Kids go back to school, schedules change, things like that. But chances are you've probably been doing this for a couple of years now, right? Like most of us have been doing this for a couple of years. And yet somehow we manage to forget that this happens every fall. And we don't plan or prepare. And then we lose our minds when the time comes and we're like, oh no, it's too much. Is it really? No, it's not. But if it is, hold on. If it is, because even me, sometimes there are days where I feel like that, right? Like I'm going to pull my hair straight out or somebody else's hair straight out. But I wouldn't do that because that's illegal and it's frowned upon in most cultures. Anyways, so what I'm going to give you during the month of September is I came up with 16 of like my most basic, super sparkly everything life tips. So every week I'm going to give you 4 basic tips, and your job is over the next week just to kind of manage those tips. It's nothing crazy. Don't get scared. It's nothing that's going to make you want to rip and pull your hair out. You could also decide, because you're a full-grown adult, to focus on 1 tip or 2 tips or whatever, right? I'm going to focus on this tip today and that tip tomorrow. The goal, though, is to try to incorporate these things, these techniques, these tools into your everyday life so that your everyday life doesn't feel cray-cray. All right, let's go. So tip number 1 for your sanity, you're welcome, is take 5 to 10 minutes every morning by yourself before you wake up the kids or anybody else in the household. What? I have to wake up early? Yeah, you do. 5 to 10 minutes. I'm not asking for anything crazy, right? You wake up 5 to 10 minutes early. You sit. If you drink coffee, I don't drink coffee, I drink tea, but you sit, you enjoy your cup of coffee, your cup of tea, you enjoy a glass of water or a green drink or whatever. You just sit and you take in the beauty of the silence and the quiet. True story. And in this space, here's what I want you to do. I want you to acknowledge that you chose this life for yourself, right? When we have children, for the most part, we chose to have them. When things like that, or we chose to take them into our lives, or we chose to take them on. I am right here, and I say this with love, but I'm right here with people who make decisions and then complain about the very decisions that they made. Right here. If I hear one more person complain about their pet, listen, that pet did not show up at your door with his bags and kick down your door and say, I'm moving in, feed me. No, we go out and find these pets. We decide to have children. There are all alternatives, right? We decide to have children. We decide to have these pets. We decide to seek out that particular job. We decide to couple up with certain people. We decide. So we have to take a minute to acknowledge and own this life is the life we chose. We chose this. Now, we could do one of 2 things. We could whine and complain about it, which is productive for nobody, and it's really harmful for your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health, and your spiritual health, right? It's bad for your body all around. Or we could say, this is my life and I chose it. I'm going to choose today to fully participate in my life. I'm going to look for little things and little moments that I can say, this is kind of wonderful. This is kind of magical. I did a good job choosing this for myself. Go me, right? 5 to 10 minutes in the morning. That's number 1. Number 2, during the day, every single day, you have to block a little bit of me time. just a little bit. If blocking your me time means taking a long shower and actually locking the door and putting on music in the shower and just kind of giving yourself that time, then that's what you're able to do. If your me time is working out and yoga, go do that. If your me time is reading or sitting quietly, and a lot of times it's perfect, especially, again, I'm a single mom, so my me time usually comes really early in the morning, and then in the midday, I always carve out a little bit of time for myself, and then at the end of the day before I go to bed, I always read a little bit before I go to bed. It's really important for me to take time for me, because if not, we become resentful of the time that we give to other people, and we say, oh, you're taking all my time. No, they're not taking it. We're choosing to give it. So again, we have to acknowledge that we have chosen this life and that we choose to give of our time. There are plenty of parents, and you probably know some, who choose not to give their children time. I'm not, listen, no judgment. People make decisions based on what they think is best for themselves. I will say this. I take care of myself so I can give my best to my daughter. Because when I'm in a good place, I'm a better mom, I'm a better employer, I am my employer, I'm a better whatever, I'm better. That's the point. All right, tip number 3. You want to make sure that you get a good night's rest. It is so vital. When you get 7 to 8, if not even 9 hours of sleep per night, what happens in your brain and in your body is incredible. I don't know about you, but when I get a good night's rest, in the morning, I feel like a superhero. I could take on the world. I am so productive. I'm getting it done. Like, life is easy. Throw the crazy schedule at me. I got all of that, and the meals, and I feed the pet, and I sit and pet the cat, and like, listen, when I get a good night's rest, magic. And then that energy that we have allows us to participate positively in the life we chose. Yeah. Okay, and then the fourth and the last one is, this is a fun one you can play with your kids, with your coworkers, with your spouse, whatever. It's just this. Whether you do it at dinner, whether you do it on the ride in the morning, whether you do it in the morning while you're having breakfast and buzzing around the house, you go, okay, everybody, I want you to think of 2, 3, 5 things, whatever it is, that currently exist in your life that make your life easy right now. And at first, people go, because they're not used to acknowledging what is good in their lives. They're not used to acknowledging the amenities and the technologies that make life easier. But I could list 5 for you right now. My refrigerator, I don't have to keep my food on ice. My stove, my microwave, my dishwasher, and my phone. Like, I can manage a lot of things. My washing machine, my dryer. I'm not scrubbing my clothes on a washboard. Oh, that's not my abs. But like on an old-fashioned washboard, I'm not wringing it out and hanging it on a clothesline. Actually, I really like the smell of clothes when they're hung on a clothesline. But that's a sidebar. I'm not scrubbing my dishes by hand. I'm throwing them bad boys in a dishwasher. And it makes my life easier. It alleviates a chore from my life. It alleviates something from my schedule, right? So when we take time to practice an attitude of gratitude and acknowledge those things, it also makes life easier, because we start to acknowledge, like, oh, I'm not scrubbing dishes. This is not the craziest thing, right? So recap your 4 things. 1, take those couple of minutes every morning to just sit in the quiet and to be thankful for the life that you chose for yourself. Make an intention to step into your life and to participate in your life. Look for good things in your life. 2, block your me time. Whenever that is, even if it's only 20 minutes at a time, block your me time for yourself so that you're not resentful of giving your time to others, because you're also taking time for yourself. 3, get your butt to bed on time. Get a good night's rest. You deserve it. Your family deserve it, and you need it, right? And then 4, play the game with your family. Look around and look for little things in your life that just make your life easier. Tires, my car, sneakers. I'm not walking around barefoot. Look, I get in a car and highways. I can jump on the highway and be somewhere that back in the days with a horse, it would have been like a couple days trip. That's so random. Anyways, you know what I'm saying. So I hope that this helps you in terms of dealing with some of the stressors that seem to be coming up in September. Remember, you have to go back to the basics, and the basics is taking care of yourself and practicing a positive attitude of gratitude. That's all I have for you, because that is a super sparkly everything life. Yeah. Okay, I'm good. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week. Have a fantastic weekend. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you know someone who can benefit from it, share it, because sharing is caring. And subscribe if you haven't already. Holla at your girl. Love you. Peace.